Hell yeah.
Why is it so tall?
Oh, I can't help that. I'll drill a hole through the table. Just
Please.
lower it in. Yeah, but for what you make up in... or for what you lack in height, you make up for in hat. So it adds a bit of... Would you like a booster seat?
My dad used to have to give me a booster seat for the car. He had this car that had really low seats. I could see over the dash. As a child. This is a current day.
If you want Kayla on further podcasts, please send us money to buy her a booster seat.
Please. Oh.
So sad. So sad. Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode 18 of the Entertaining Diversion podcast. I'm Beasley. I'm looking at the camera.
I also am looking at the camera.
Joining me is obviously Mr. Sean.
Hello.
And of course, it wouldn't be right if I don't introduce her properly. We are also joined by, sitting on a booster seat,
No, I'm not.
Kayla, aka Easy. So yeah, ta-da! I don't know. So yeah, how is everybody's?
Good. I've had a very eventful few weeks.
What do you mean a few? Who's had a few? Oh, you have.
Well, it's been a couple of weeks since we did a podcast. Jesus.
2 weeks.
That's
Where is the line between a couple and a few?
We don't need
Where is
To
the-
me, a couple is not two, it's more than two.
a couple is just two though. Like,
To me, it's not.
so if you so Kel, for example, we're a couple.
No.
All right, that ends the episode. Goodbye, everybody.
This has gone to a dark place already. I'm very. It's so
Somebody
sad.
call Curtis and get him in here.
So
Jesus.
sad. No. He needs a breather. He needs a breather.
I'm sorry.
So, if you can hear snickering in the background, Matt's listening. He was also the one that went, woo!
But no, we've had an eventful couple of weeks.
Which is apparently more than two. Are you into polygamy? Isn't that?
Don't.
Sorry.
Is it? Is
Yeah,
that
polygamy is more than one partner.
I
She's
didn't
saying
know
a couple's more than two, so
It can be.
where do you stand on polygamy? What? A polygamy of weeks. Oh, that's got to be the name of the podcast. Polygamy of Weeks.
Jesus.
Oh, God. Well, I'm sorry about that.
It's been several partners of weeks.
Yeah, it has been.
A nondescript amount of weeks. Partners of weeks. So yeah. I don't know. I've lost every thought I had in my head. I blame Kayla. I'm moving the sign already. Let me straighten that up. There we go.
You've been playing it the entire
I
time.
know.
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
Could be worse.
But yeah, nah, we've had a pretty busy weeks. We went to a ska concert.
Oh, we did. It was awesome.
It was great.
It was really
So
good.
if my
we-
I'm gonna leave.
It was great. Like,
Yeah,
so-
but
please, if any questions about ska, feel free.
What? Okay, I'm gonna ask a really obvious question. What is ska music?
Ska, the best
Damn
way to
good.
describe ska is punk music, but more fun with trumpets.
It reminds me of Pirates. I dig it.
Reminds me of Pirates.
It does.
So you're saying that the theme tune for Pirates of the Caribbean is ska music?
Oh, no. No. I just saying.
Stop doing that, Matthew. You know I'm going to keep looking at you if you keep staring at me like that.
Oh, yeah, like
Simba's uncle.
Simba's uncle.
He is ska, yes.
He's his own classification of music.
I don't know. Ska. Well, we saw Streetlight Manifesto, and their music reminds me of Pirates for some reason. Not because it's pirate music, but just gives me the vibe. Yeah. I don't know. I have no explanation for you.
the guy who played before them did sing a sea shanty, I guess. So I guess.
Yeah, he did.
It just sounds like you went to like a tavern and they're like
There's like, please don't actually think there is any association with pirates because it's not really
I don't
pirate music.
I'm
We-
scared.
There's just a lot of brass instruments. That's basically what it is. It's loud and there's lots of
Yeah, but
brass.
so it's big
Yeah.
band music, but that's not ska.
It's close.
Oh,
What
is
is-
it?
Imagine like a big band music, but it's a small band. Scar's just small band, big band music. That's actually not far from the truth, to be fair.
I don't know what big band music is.
A big band is like marching bands of like
Oh.
40 people.
Well, actually, you're right.
See? It's just big band, small band
I'm
music.
not leaving here any wiser of what this is. I'm just picturing a one-man band.
It's still a band. It's just a smaller band.
With a lot of brass.
It's a lot of brass.
A lot of brass. I just don't get that. I'm never gonna ask.
It's
you.
just energetic music, and it's hard.
should
It's like
listen
punk
sometime.
music, but with trumpets.
Yeah. It's loud and
I
good.
feel so much more fulfilled in my life knowing that.
Glad we can do that
I'd
for
love
you.
for you to walk up to a really popular ska band and go, "Your music is like big band music, but small
No,
band style."
you're a small band, big band band.
They probably look at what?
They'd be like, you know what? You're right. That's actually pretty true. It's a fair statement. I stand by it.
Oh my
Ska
God.
stands for small band, big band. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Is it so ska? Is it like SKA?
Yes.
So it's ska.
It's also like very. I was also gonna say it's very heavy, like reggae influenced as well. It's not gonna help.
There's a
you to-
one-man band standing in Jamaica. That's ska. Is that what I'm getting? Okay, cool.
And then he kills Mufasa.
It's the circle of life. Sorry.
But they're pirates as well, so it's the pirates who are also lions.
So we just want to give Scar a patch and get him to play brass music.
So we're giving a lion from Lion King, the dog from 101 Dalmatians, Patch's Adventure.
Come on.
Or is it 102 Dalmatians?
I don't know.
It's 102.
I haven't seen
Why is
it
it
in a
Patch's
long time.
Adventure?
Patch's Adventure is the second one or the third one?
Look, kid. I don't even know if Patch's Adventure is real.
You've talked about it that much and I thought it was a real thing. Oh my god.
I'm assuming that.
I'm looking this up, please.
Yeah, look it up. Like, isn't the second one the additional dog? I mean, don't get me started, because if Curtis was here, he'd be telling you that each dog's different. He destroyed my childhood in the last podcast. But, like, isn't the additional dog just a white Dalmatian? With no
101
spots?
It is
I
official.
do remember.
101 Dalmatians 2, Patch's London Adventure. But also, I just want to add, while I was looking it up, one of the things
Is
that
that
came
animated?
up was Patch's Adventures of the Lion King. And I don't know if that's legit, but that's some fucking inflatables. Holy shit! It's real!
Shimmy.
What's
Patch's Adventures of the Lion King, 1.5. No way.
Wait, he wasn't in
that's
that,
fake.
was
Surely.
he? Isn't 1.5 that
I'll
one?
I'll put a graphic thing up. You can judge what the but
My search is crazy. Oh no, that's definitely fake. There's a Beyblade's character in that. Look, it's got the lady from Lady and the Tramp, and Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh! Wait, is
Oh
that
my
Kaiba?
god.
Oh no, that's boobs. That's
Yu-Gi
not Kaiba.
boy.
And Aqua from Kingdom Hearts, and Mushu from Mulan. Maddie, we gotta read this.
Is it fan fiction?
Yes.
absolutely.
Link it to me. Oh
So,
my
no.
god.
Anyway, the reason I brought up Ska was because, yeah, obviously went to a Ska concert, which was awesome because it was the first time I've ever been to a Ska concert. It was Kayla's first, like, not the first concert. It's like your first, like, wasn't it your first, like, energetic band concert? Because every other one you've been to, it's been like,
Every other one's been depressing.
whoa,
Oh
shit.
Yeah.
She saw Sufjan Stevens live.
And it was amazing. Yeah, no, I went to see Polish Club with you. I mean, that was more
Oh, yeah, right.
scary than Ska. I expected the Ska concert to be terrifying and I wouldn't enjoy it, but I enjoyed it so much. Everyone was calm and chill and awesome.
Which
and
is really weird because half the
Yeah.
people there just looked frightening. So that's the
Yeah.
reason I brought this up, is because, like, the people you see at a Ska concert are like, you know how there's that one person you occasionally see out in the public and you're like, whoa, like they're wild. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like,
I
there's
didn't
not
get
where
that
we live.
vibe.
Yeah, I guess.
Although I have to say, I was driving back from getting some stuff for work and that, and it was like in the middle of town, and there was this weird person standing there with like a halo thing on that, like a halo
A
on
pointy
their head,
hat?
and then like a onesie, which was like a bunny / teddy bear thing.
Imagine that.
It was like
No, you don't imagine that.
so, is that what this person looks like? Isn't it?
Nah, so like it's like, you know how you see really punk people with like mohawks and fucking.
Oh yeah.
Imagine a lot of those people, but then you
In
also
cargo
just get
shorts, long cargo shorts.
a lot of cargo shorts. There was a lot of cargo shorts. A lot of people who looked exactly the same. Like there was a stereotype of a guy who was wearing cargo shorts, a hoodie, some glasses, and a beanie. And I swear there was like 20 people that looked like that, which looks exactly like one of my friends. But that's a whole other thing. But yeah, so imagine all the like really punky people you can find, and then all the really kind of like people who. Actually, Kyle dresses a lot like a Scar fan now I think about it. Like, you know, like cargo pants. Just like, they don't really look like they go out.
Yeah, it's Carl.
Imagine all those people just in the same concert.
I don't know if I want to imagine a room full of people like Kyle.
Oh no, it wasn't that bad.
The best way to do...
wasn't that bad.
That they were all
Shots fired.
chill.
Exactly, that's the thing. It's like, even though they're like, you were like, oh, these guys, like, especially the punk dudes, like with like the mohawks,
I
which are the
dig
same
mohawks.
size as their heads. Like,
Except that one guy who walked past me, he looked a bit frightening.
That's all.
But
Well,
I think people with mohawks are nice.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Like, I love people with
I'm never
mohawks.
threatened by a mohawk.
I'm never. Put that on your. I was gonna say resume. I don't know.
Yeah, your resume.
Well, I need something on there.
Oh, so why should we hire you?
I like
I'm not
mohawks.
afraid of a mohawk.
I'm going to my first concert ever in November.
What is it?
You don't know.
I'm going to Fozzy,
Fozzy.
which is Chris Jericho's band, and that's he's heavy metal rock,
Yeah,
like music,
just hard rock music.
I remember
Yeah.
seeing the poster now that we speak
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
the poster's fantastic.
Oh, please, Beasley.
Yeah, no, because I've always wanted to go, and it's the first time I've toured since 2010 solo. But yeah, I'm not a concert person. I'm just not. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be
you
really
are.
weird. Like, it's gonna be odd.
I've been to so many concerts.
I'm going with Kempy, which is also. He's not. So he's the opposite to me. He'll be quite happy to just do his.
Do his... What is this that Kempy is doing? I almost just want to call him up and be like, excuse me, Kempy, what have you been doing lately?
No, but yeah, no. I'm like, other than that, I haven't been to any concerts really.
Yeah,
I've been to
me
major
neither.
events. Like I went to WrestleMania, and that was like 80,000 people in an arena. That was freaky as
Yeah.
hell.
Well,
That's
that's
huge.
Too many people.
I
for
guess
me.
that's seated, so...
I perceive
I
it,
didn't
it's
spend much
okay.
time seated because I was screaming my lungs out. But anyway,
That's why it was scary.
He's like, to fight them, I must become them. He starts throwing chairs.
Oh.
but yeah, no. So that was cool. But yeah, no.
Okay, so that's a good way of explaining it. So a concert like that is like, imagine everyone yelling in their chair area, but they like don't have seated spacing, so they're just
Yeah,
able
see,
to
I'd
run
freak
around
out.
and scream at each
I'd
other.
freak out, and that's what I'm probably going to face in
But the other thing is as well though, like Sean's guide to concerts. If you don't, there's a danger area at the
Yeah,
front.
everywhere's danger.
So the very
area.
front is like crush zone, so be careful. Very, very front is crush zone.
I'm using
Usually-
Kempy as a human shield at this point.
Then you've got the mosh area, which is the danger zone. Which
When
is
you're
like,
my height
So I
and
should-
people don't care, everywhere is the crush zone. You
So
know how
should-
many times I got crushed at Streetlight Manifesto?
Based on this
Everyone just like-
advice, I'm just going to go stand at the door, like the entrance.
Well, that's what I was saying. So you've got the mosh zone, which is the danger zone. Then you've got the ring around the mosh, which is usually what I call the padding. So the padding is the people who don't mind getting close enough to the mosh area that they will get like knocked around a bit, but they're still like don't want to be involved with the danger zone. And then everywhere besides that, usually it's just people chilling, hanging back and listening to music, just jumping around and enjoying themselves.
Sounds more like me.
Exactly. So as long as you're like, you can tell immediately. Like you can tell where the dangerous people are gonna be in a concert area.
His name is Kempy and he's taking me there. So
I
But yeah, do you know what I mean though? Like,
Yeah.
you've like there is the danger zone, which like, and depending on the band and depending on what you like, you will or will
Well,
not
see,
enter
I'm
that
assuming
danger
that 50% of these people going to this concert are going to be like people who enjoy that kind of music, and the other 50% are WWE fans are going to smack me with a chair. So
zone. Exactly. But
I'm
then
pretty sure it's going to be dangerous.
But also then you think about it and like, yeah, a lot of those people who are like into WWE, they might just be big sweaty nerds. You never know. Like,
I have to say, other than the weirdo that I had sitting in front of me at the WrestleMania event, everyone was nice at the wrestling stuff. I have to say, like, it was actually.
that's the thing.
See, that's what I like.
That's the
It was
other
good.
thing. So like the other thing with concerts is like everyone's got the same mentality. They just want to be there to have a good time.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Unless you get there's maybe 2 or 3 dickheads every concert
Yeah.
who are just like there to hit people because they're like, I need to let out my frustration. There's loud music and there's people who are knocking each other around. I'm gonna go in there and be a dickhead.
Same thing was at RTX when I went to that for the convention there at Sydney. It was like,
Yeah.
like 99% of the people there were awesome, and I met some awesome people. And then there was just that 1% was like, why are you here?
Yeah. See, that's the thing.
You're
It's
like, you bought a ticket to a very specific thing, and you're like whinging about everything, and you don't like know half the people. So why are you here? Did someone drag you here, or?
Pretty much. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Like that's the same with concerts. It's like you have people who are dickheads and they're just there to hit people. But then like most of the time, everyone's just there to have a good time. There's like the universal concert rule, which I found is just like if somebody falls over or gets hit, you just pick them back up and then everything's fine. You know? See, it's
I
true.
just kind of want.
Like-
I just kind of want to have like the bodyguard Whitney Houston music, and like Kempy protect me, like by like.
he keeps jumping in front of people and throwing fists. But nah, concerts are, even though they seem like dangerous things, are usually like some of the safest places I've been.
That sounds so fake.
It's not fake. It's true. I like concert.
Yeah, but I have to say, I mean, forget same sort of thing. Being in any crowded space with a whole heap of what I would consider rabid fans or whatever it is daunting until you're in that scenario. I thought the same thing standing in line. It sounds really odd. Standing in line at RTX and standing in line at WrestleMania, like two very different events. And I thought WrestleMania, they're going to be just scary, like, weird. Which they weren't. They were. Yeah, they were. All right, they were. And then, like, RTX was like, because there was some people that were like, I've been fans of Rooster Teeth for 50 billion years. I was expecting that, and no, it wasn't. So it's until you start going to these, like, big...
Well, that's the other thing. It's like I always remember like, and that's the thing, especially with concerts and stuff, is like, or even conventions, I guess to a degree, but concerts especially is like I think about how like my mentality kind of shifted because the first ever concert I went to was the band Rise Against, who are like, I don't know if you know Rise Against, or they're like a heavy punk kind of like hard rock band, kind of like Fozzy, different kind of style, but like basically that same kind of energy, which will attract the kind of people who are angry a lot of the time. It's just loud, angry music, basically. But anyway, I was in year 9, I think, so I would have been 15.
God, when I was 15,
So like
I didn't leave the house
years
ever.
ago.
Yeah, so... So yeah, I would have been 15 at my first concert, and like, that was... I was really excited because obviously it was my first concert, so I was also scared because, like, you always hear about from other people. They're like, "Oh yeah, this is what a concert's going to be like." And you're like,
I'm just worried
"Oh
I'm
my
going to
God."
die at this concert.
Exactly. So you're going with the worst mentality possible. And you're like, oh, it's actually a pretty chill place. Like, I'm so glad that I was worried.
I've left everything to Matt in my will.
But yeah, I went there and like it was like a super fun time. I mean, I did get hit directly in the face, and that put me off of mosh pits for about 3 years. But that's a whole completely unrelated thing. And that was, I think that's one of the things which went with the Mohawk dude, is because I was in the middle of the mosh pit and I was like loving life. It was great. But then there was this big dude, and he was one of the guys who was just there to hit people, and he had like a Mohawk twice as big as his fucking head. And he literally just walked up, and I swear he just like passed through the crowds, knocking people back, and then just punched me in the face and walked away. And I was like, cool, I'm 15 and you're like a fully grown man. What the fuck is wrong with you? And then I had a couple glasses of water and went back in. It was a good time. But
Anyone looking for a Fozzy ticket? Anyone looking for a Fozzy ticket?
But then, so that's the thing. It was like that did actually put me off of mosh pits and stuff for a while. But then once I went to other concerts and stuff, I got more comfortable again. And it was like, it depends how into you are. Because if you're like really into the band or really into just being there and stuff like that, it completely changes like how into the whole concert and stuff you are.
I don't know if I'll
that
be
makes
really into being there.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. Like,
I'm not that kind of person.
but that's the thing, and the thing is,
I like my face being unpunched,
especially with the venue, which I won't say. The venue you're going to is like there is plenty of space to just chill. Like you can easily chill back, and there's no problem with doing that either. Like you're just there to enjoy the band and enjoy live music, which is no problem with doing that.
It's also like I'm not trying to get anywhere near the band because I'm meeting the band because I got a VIP thing for it. So it's like that's cool. Yeah. So I know that it's not like, oh, if I stand closer, I'll get to meet Jericho. And it's like I'm literally getting a photo and a signature with Jericho. So it's like cool.
Exactly. So
and I'm
like,
also going to the sound check thing as well as part of the VIP thing. So it's like this is awesome. Like I'm keen on that because I know that's going to be a limited number of people. Yeah. I don't know how many tickets they're selling for this event. I wouldn't have a clue. It's like, oh god, there's probably going to be 50 billion people all in there going, Wah! I'm like, oh god.
I don't think you'd have to worry too much.
No, I think it should be alright.
But yeah, like I think that was another thing. So it was like it depends how much you were into the band and stuff which you're playing. So obviously, like, because we went to Polish Club, this because you said that you were like it was a pretty. See, it's weird because I've been seen Polish Club a few times now, and like the last time when we went to see them together, a band which is a bit heavier than the other support acts they've had was playing before them. So obviously,
and everyone was crazy and it was scary, and I got shoved so much, and I was like, I hate this.
Yeah, but then like I think,
yeah, but
no, I was just gonna say, and like
accept it and move on.
Oh, I'm like 5 foot tall, and I'm gonna get fucking crushed.
Oh,
and I'm not gonna like lie to you and say that doesn't suck because it definitely does suck. Especially, and I think another thing is obviously because I think I give bands more leeway, especially when it's like, oh yeah, these people they're just at a concert, man, it's fine. Which and I think because I was like super into Polish Club and like you weren't as into them, I was just like
I'm into Polish Club. It's just that environment wasn't my jam. Like before that, I'd only really been to nice calm stuff. Like I went to Sufjan Stevens, and I went to Jump Out the Trio because my sister wanted to go, and I had to like watch out for her. But
I wonder if the same thing would have happened if I went to the Pokemon Symphony thing. Do you think
I think that would be really just nice.
Oh yeah,
do you think they get like a mosh get beaten to death with a violin?
As soon as they drop that fucking Cohen mix, they're just like the battle music starts playing. People start swinging their arms at each other.
Like they introduce their special guest, and it's oh my god, I forgot his name. What's the name of the guy, Matt? What's the name of the guy who sings the original Pokemon song? Leonard Nimoy.
Is that a fake name? Wait, is he that guy?
Spock.
Yeah.
Is that a fake name? Leonard Nimoy absolutely sung the Pokemon theme.
Yeah, he walks out. My work here is done.
With William Shatner as fucking backup singers. Oh god, what is his name?
Want to be
Jason Page.
the very
See, Jason. Oh god,
best.
like Jason Page would come out, and then everyone would go nuts.
That would actually be fucking cool, though.
He's awesome. He can still sing that theme song.
I think if you were famous for singing one song, you'd be pretty fucking good at singing it. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, but like it's 20 years. Your voice can change. Here's the thing. Some singers' voices change and some don't. It's a genetic thing. Right?
Yeah, no, I definitely get that.
Like you got your classic singers, like for example, and me being a big James Bond fan. It's like Shirley Bassey, for example, sung Goldfinger back in 1964.
Yeah.
Sung it at the Oscars recently, and no different. And she's like in her 70s or 80s or whatever it is. There's others that just have never been able to sing. I'm thinking of Madonna.
That's a dig.
I don't know enough about Madonna to say anything. So
everything's voice synthesizers. Yeah.
It's
Sorry.
I won't burst open that bubble, but yeah.
That's one thing that I always get anxious about if I go to see someone
It's Madonna.
live. Yeah, fuck, I hope Madonna's not there.
Absolutely.
As soon as you go to a band, you're like, where the fuck is she? Get her out of here. Get her out.
No, I'm like, I get.
They pull her up by the scruff of the neck.
No.
And they throw her out.
Introducing our next act, Madonna. And sing.
Just bowling past people. Sorry.
No, I get anxious that what if they're not good live? Well, like, what if I go and they're absolute garbage?
There are some that are like that, yeah.
There is that's another thing. It's like I've found that I've been to concerts where like bands have just been terrible live. Like, God, they've been so bad. And you're like, I spent money to see this.
You see, I don't get like,
sucks.
I don't worry about that. I'm more worried about like, I feel bad for them. I'm like, oh my God, but what if they
Actually,
don't do well and then they don't feel good about themselves?
But then that's the other
See
thing
you
I was
crying
gonna
in the
say.
crowd. You're so bad.
No,
That's
no,
'cause-
you're so good.
A really good example of that is going back to, I don't know what year it was in the last couple of years, but the grand final for the AFL grand final, they got Meatloaf in,
Yeah.
and like it was horrendous.
I don't know what Meatloaf is.
He bought,
The Spice Girls movie.
He is the bus
He's the
driver in the
bus driver
Spice
in it.
Girls movie.
That's all I need to know.
but he won't do that, Matty. But he won't do that. But no, like he was bad. Like there was no. Yeah.
But then
that's
like the
sad.
other thing I was gonna say is,
But
sometimes that's not just the artist, that is like sound technician, because like sometimes sound design for some shows. Because another good example is Dad went to see Rolling Stones and they're in Adelaide.
Yep.
And I think it was Cold Chisel with support, and he said they were just fucking terrible.
Oh, really?
Like the sound was
That's so sad.
garbage, and then they're like, "Oh my God, when Rolling Stones come out, like it's just gonna be crap." But because the sound design was like done perfectly for Rolling Stones, and they didn't bother changing it for Cold Chisel sounded garbage. And that's the reason they sounded garbage. So like that is, and especially like venues, especially like grand final and stuff like that, in the middle of an oval, they've got only so much they can work with.
Yeah, but it wasn't. In that case, it was absolutely Meatloaf.
Oh yeah,
Like it was.
yeah.
Stop laughing. He's a genuine person who's
I was
name
like, stop talking about food.
Meatloaf. He's not just a slab of meats and then going.
He's sure the way you're describing it sounds a bit like that.
Yeah, they just flopped him on the stage, sizzled him up a bit, flipped him over, and then took him off.
They didn't have the barbecue up high enough, so
So you couldn't hear that sweet. Also, you're getting schooled on Meatloaf after this is done.
He's so. How have you not even? You've probably heard. Surely you've heard one of his songs.
I'm sure I have, but
know-
I wouldn't know.
I was about to say, do you know of Rocky Horror Picture Show?
I have no of it. I have not seen it.
Okay.
Do you know the song "Bad Outta Hell"?
Can you sing it?
All you gotta do, no, you don't even have to sing it. You have to just,
You know what? Actually, it's ringing a bell.
see, you don't even have to sing that one. It's just a matter
It's
of,
just a beat like.
oh my God, he never sings. There's that, Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
So, anyway, yeah, no, that's another one. Yeah,
I
and
would do anything for love, but I won't do that.
he's not just saying that to you. That was a song lyric. She was like, "Oh, that's so sweet." No, what do you mean? No,
What are you saying, talking meatbag? Because meatloaf's basically just a bag of meat.
I don't think Meatloaf has a bag. It's just.
It's so serious what you're saying. Sean, I just want to clarify. I don't think meatloaf comes in a bag.
You're thinking of sausages.
That's his supporting act.
Yuck! I hate sausages.
You wouldn't like meatloaf then.
He doesn't come in a bag.
She likes all of her musicians on bag.
Please. It's all I fucking ask for.
Oh fuck! Sorry.
Well, this kind of leads me into the other topic I did have for today. Considering you've never heard of meatloaf, is there? Because what's something which like everyone
hang on,
raves
before we-
about or everyone knows about that you just haven't seen or heard? or,
Everything.
like-
Everything. I haven't seen a single freaking movie.
Well, for me, well, no, I can't really say that. I haven't watched enough to qualify it as watching it, but Harry Potter's a really obvious one for me.
Yeah, I've seen it all.
but I've
And
seen everything.
I've seen it all in one sitting, and I was like, "This, it's good, but it's not my My jam.
I can hear Matt like cringing on the couch.
He's just taking a sip.
He's already reprimanded her like twice today about it. So
Look,
Maddie,
what
do
can I
you,
say?
Maddie,
I
do you
don't
like your
kidding.
do you like your musicians bagged or unbagged?
and what are your thoughts on sausage? By the way?
Well, actually, in all seriousness, Matt, before you seen Meatloaf, I know we go back to Meatloaf, but before you saw Meatloaf on the Spice Girls movie, did you know of him or his songs?
Yeah, of course.
They-
I didn't know that he was Meatloaf, and like,
yeah. If you played like you'd know his songs, even if you didn't know that was specifically Meatloaf.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if I heard.
Can you sing us one?
I would know.
You definitely would know it, like if you heard it. Meatloaf's one of those. I will admit, like
It's like John Farnham. Even if you don't know who John Farnham is, you know lots of his songs.
I more so for John Farnham is like I knew what John Farnham looked like before I heard
Oh,
his music.
yeah,
Like,
no, but-
I was like, that's John Farnham. I don't know what he does. but
Please
that's
tell me
John
you know
Farnham.
who we're talking about.
I've heard of the name. If
Your voice trying to understand it.
yeah, fucking course.
Yeah.
Right.
I was gonna say, it's like you know, but he's got so many songs. You could, he's good. He's
Yeah.
one that can still sing. He can still sing.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
really
got pipes
bad
up with.
for knowing what the song sounds like, but not who sings it or what the song's name is. Even with stuff that I listen to frequently, I would probably not be able to tell you the name of the song. Just that I really like the song.
Yeah, that's well, that's a criminal thing, which is starting to happen like these days.
Criminal. Fuck.
Smooth
What?
criminal.
That's enough of that.
Oh, you're not into Michael Jackson.
Actually, no, I'm not. I'm for real. I'm not a big fan. I don't like that his songs get stuck in my head a lot. And
But isn't that songs in general?
yeah,
I
but
think about to say
specifically his songs, I'm not a huge fan of.
I don't think we can carry.
I think that's fine.
The thing is that she doesn't like that she is a huge fan.
No.
So when they get stuck,
She's angry with herself.
disgusted with us.
She's just mortified.
I think this is definitely something.
I'm just saying, by the way.
It's
Yeah.
it's okay to not be a fan of something which is popular.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The things have twisted because like it used to be like people wouldn't give a shit if you didn't like something, but now people are like,
No,
if you don't
no,
like
no.
something, they get really mad
They've
about it.
always been like that.
You're just
Always.
noticing it more.
Now that you've
But
grown
it's become
up,
like more obvious, like, and people are more like.
that's because. No,
That's because
actually,
it's because of the internet. Because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
having an opinion now is just like the worst thing in the
God,
world.
you're opening a can of worms with
I
that.
I'm just
feel
opening
like-
in this particular can of worms. Whereas like it's turned into like, oh, stop giving people shit for not liking things. No, stop giving a shit if people don't like things. It's okay to not like something.
We're going to go topical here just for a second. There's a really good example recently. Have you heard the stuff to do with Elon Musk?
Yes.
And the Thai
Yeah.
soccer team getting stuck in the thing, right? He built a sub thing and like offered it, and everyone tore into him for it for some reason.
Yeah, stupid.
But then he also made a mistake afterwards of like then taking offense to the fact they didn't use the sub, and then went after the main person who's been organizing the rescue. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh yeah, no, it got really nasty to the
No.
point that he's now issued a public apology because
Elon Musk called him a pedo man
he called him a pedo man.
or something.
The guy who's organising to save these poor kids stuck in a cave is a pedo man. Don't know how he got to that conclusion.
Okay, to me, just from hearing this, I don't really know much about the situation, but it kind of sounds like Elon Musk wanted the focus to be on him, and then he didn't get it, so he started tearing.
Well, that's the way it's kind
That's
of coming
definitely
across.
the way it's like
Okay.
coming out. Like,
But they started tearing into him before that happened, so it's like, okay, you didn't know that he was gonna do that, but then you've now, like, yeah, the prophecy has been fulfilled.
Well, okay. You see, I feel like I found something a little bit different with like the current internet. Like it's people
Twitter's a danger zone. I'll say that much.
people get angry at you for liking things. Like, if you're a fan of something and everyone else like didn't like it, then you're in trouble for enjoying it.
Is there anything in in our group of friends that people in this group have been mocked for relentlessly for liking?
literally everything that we talk about.
No, like
there are mutual things that we love, but as soon as 3, so let's say 4 people at this point. 5. 1 out of 5 people like something that the other 4 didn't. Or the other way around. We mock each other relentless to
But
no
I can't
end.
think, can you think of a specific example? The only one I can think of which Matt mocks me for is Harry Potter. But outside of that, I can't think of a specific example.
Well, like there's obviously we're not going to go into it, but the Last Jedi divide.
Oh, we're not going
what we
into
have at the moment.
That's split, so.
Yeah, but that's not one versus all.
I would have said Zelda.
True.
So, yes,
Legend of Zelda is a
again,
good
not
one.
opening that one.
There we go. Look, I'm wearing it.
But do we actually mock each other, or do we just have like nice debates?
Oh no,
This
no,
is
actually,
my
no.
opinion.
Some pretty heated arguments.
Actually, Sean and I have gotten into a fairly heated, let's call it a discussion. It was an argument. Very early on in a podcast, couldn't tell you what episode it was, but very early on in a podcast, and it's because I'm a huge Zelda fan. No
I've
secret
heard.
there. Funny that. And I can't stand Wind Waker. I think Wind Waker is a terrible game on every level.
And you enjoy it?
It's his favourite.
Okay. See, that's fine.
Forget
Change-
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
Forget Breath of the Wild because Breath of the Wild is universally loved by our group.
Don't go into the details, because then it'll start again.
No. But you know what I mean. Like, and that is one. I have mocked Sean relentlessly about Wind Waker.
You see, I surround myself with really nice people where no one mocks anyone. We just have nice discussions.
I will change that.
You liked Last Jedi? I'm really happy for you. I want to know what you liked about it. And I want to see if I can take straight from that as well. I didn't really enjoy The Last Jedi, but I can see what other people liked about it. And I have things I like about it, so we just talk about that. So I don't care if someone else enjoyed it. As like,
That's
fine.
the other
I'm really
thing as well.
glad
I don't
other
like
people's
Greedo.
got-
Podcast
I changed my
cancelled.
mind.
That's the other thing which I am very guilty for it. Whenever it comes to anything, because I'll be passionate about one of my sides in a discussion is like I'll usually misspeak or I'll over embellish something, which definitely happened in the Zelda thing. Whereas I was like, yeah, it's the best game ever. It's not the best game ever, I know that, but it's my favorite. So I'll happily just be like, yeah, it's the best. And I'm very bad at like choosing a side and then being like, I'm super into this side. I like seeing other people's opinions and I love having discussions, but especially in that situation,
It was a good conversation. The other one I can think of, which is definitely very much a polarizing one between me and Matt.
is the best James Bond movie.
It is absolutely what that is. Yeah,
I haven't seen a James Bond movie.
Matt loves quantum.
There was that pause of Beasley being like,
What is wrong with people? You have not seen James Bond. Kempy hasn't played Zelda. What is going on?
Harry Potter.
I've watched some.
I haven't played Zelda either.
So anyway, let's just.
Yeah, but that's the universally loved one, and that's like the most accessible
Yeah, but see, that's the
to
thing.
me,
I can
so-
forgive you because Kempy hasn't even played Breath of the Wild yet, let alone anything.
I haven't beaten the first
So-
boss yet.
No, well, you've played it. It's a start. So no. The Matt likes Quantum of Solace.
That name means nothing to
It's
me.
a James Bond movie.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
Daniel
I thought
Craig
it was- I
James
thought
Bond
it
movie,
was
right?
talking about Zelda.
I mean, none of the Daniel Craigs are my favourite Bond movie, and that's because I'm a Bond fan through all of the Bond movies, not just the Daniel Craig ones, right? But there is a definitive, I think Quantum of Solace is possibly one of the worst James Bond movies ever made.
I have a question
Yes.
about James Bond. Is James Bond like a title? Or is James Bond just being played by a different person every time?
It's
Does someone else become
no,
James Bond?
It's a fan.
the worms is just slowly getting.
No. This is actually a really valid conversation simply because this is the speculation from a lot of fans is that it's actually a code name.
Okay.
Because that would certainly explain a lot.
So
because
it's some random guy, but he's going as James Bond.
Yeah,
And then,
but it's never been actually addressed in canon.
Okay. So
Yeah, no.
it's like conspiracy theory that all the James Bond movies aren't separate, they're all connected, and every James Bond is James
The
Bond.
only way,
different James
the only
Bond.
time I'll say that there might have been a bit of a reset, obviously, is when Daniel Craig took over, because they went from they had they had the origin they had the origin story of how it became 007 in Casino Royale, the first movie, and then they actually all tie together. What I did say in Quantum of Solace's defense is that it's good as part of that arc. As a standalone movie, trash. And
Okay.
I honestly stand by that.
So it's like a filler
But
thing
if you
that
watch
gives you the
it,
information you need
it's-
to
I
understand
suppose
everything.
Yeah, yes and no. It flows.
Nope.
It flows better that way.
Okay.
Like if you watch Casino Royale and then Quantum of Solace and then Skyfall, the one thing Matt and I both agree on, surprisingly, is that Spectre is bloated. That's the final movie at the moment. It's bloated.
It's from all that meatloaf.
It's not a good movie.
Wait, it's just full of just random crap that is kind of just...
Yeah, it's
So-so?
far too long. It's far too long for
Okay.
starters. And it's... I don't mind the villain, but the villain's not great. Like, it's not great at all. But see, we both agree that Casino Royale is amazing. So it's a weird... Yeah, and I love Skyfall. Matt likes the second half of Skyfall. When they're at the...
All I know about that is the advert where they had that Skyfall song. It drove me mental.
one of the best James Bond themes ever. But yeah, no, and that is actually... Now that you've...
Whoops. No, it's a good tune, but I heard it a lot on adverts, so I got kind of over it.
Oh yeah, it was going to say, and Skyfall was just played over and over and over again. Yeah. So no, but no. Now that you've said that, yeah, I suppose if we do think back, there are things that are.
There's a lot of like I said. It's if you delve into it, it's like there's always going to be conflict, and that's the thing. I like got the conflict. There's always going to be like polarizing things, and that's fine. It's
I've
okay.
never
But
really
the thing
had
is,
a conflict
we all agree
over
though.
stuff.
Kyle's a terrible human being.
Poor Kyle. I mean, actually, today he's really annoyed me.
and
Would you? Oh, this is my opportunity. So what has Kyle been calling your hat all day?
I'll talk about it.
So, Kayla's wearing a hat, which is depicted on a few things now. It's on the
my
mug
brand
there.
now.
It's like a trademark.
Yeah.
But Kyle likes to call it it's the nipple hat. So
But it's got a little knob at the top. Okay, that's it.
just because it's not a knob doesn't make it a nipple.
Yeah, come on. This is a garden gnome hat, and it's my brand now, and he's
That's my
trying to
brand.
shit on it. Okay.
He
Don't you laugh, Matt.
He's gonna shit on your hat. That's like what he's.
Trying to defile your brand.
He doesn't have a brand, so he has to take down everyone else.
Yeah, that's it.
Ah.
I'm gonna take him down.
Challenge
You heard it here first. When he is found dead in a creek somewhere. It was Kayla.
my god.
It's not gonna be in a creek. It's gonna be in a tunnel down behind your house.
Oh,
It won't be far.
The
It
tunnel.
won't take you long to find him.
the tunnel. The tunnel that Kempy calls the drug tunnel.
Well, it does look a bit like that.
You heard it here first. We moved to a house near a drug tunnel. There you go.
Stereotypes exist for a reason.
So yeah, no. Where were we? What were we talking about?
You started talking about a hat.
We were
And-
talking
yeah,
about. Oh, you know,
yeah.
because she was. Yeah.
Just let I just wanted to say, let people not like things and let people like things, and then things.
Oh, social media is a dangerous place, and I'm not being a smart ass there. Like, literally, you can put anything up, and you
There's
will.
no repercussions, really.
Well, not even that. No, that's the problem. There's repercussions that aren't justified. You'll get people. You can put something up and go, "I like ham and cheese," and they will tear you apart.
Yeah.
Like it's honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Twitter's probably the worst for it.
I have a Twitter, but I don't use it because I'm scared.
Frank,
I don't know. What if I put something on and then like someone comments and they're nasty to me?
And you can
I
follow.
don't have
You
that
can
kind of
follow. You can
confidence.
follow her on Twitter.
Oh, please God, there's nothing there.
She has no opinion except Meatloaf. She likes her musicians.
I like it unbagged.
I like my Meatloaf unbagged. I cannot wait to see what you do with a thumbnail. That's gonna be so. Oh.
I don't even know if I want to go down that road yet.
What unbagged Meatloaf? Or did you just put Meatloaf in a bag?
You do that.
That's where she draws the line. As soon as you bag that meatloaf,
No.
it's gone. But yeah, is there so are there things which is just like either you don't like or you just haven't interacted with, which is universally loved, or people see like before like with Michael Jackson and stuff like that, people love Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but I mean, no, I didn't genuinely find that.
Anything that you don't like, which is universally loved?
Seafood. I'm being dead serious there. Seafood.
I enjoy seafood.
Do not like seafood.
But I can understand
And a
people not
good
liking
percentage of people like seafood, and including my own family who mock me relentlessly because they just think I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm
And because I'm a chef by trade, I just don't.
Yeah, but you don't cook like seafood biscuits or anything. That's
Seafood.
you bake nice things.
It really sounds like cat food.
Actually, it does.
Seafood
Every time like
biscuits.
that, some reason it sounds nice, but cat food isn't edible by me.
Cut the film. Cut the film. This is patent. This is patent. But I used to like seafood, but I can barely stand it anymore. That's just because my family owned a fish and chip shop, and then I was like, oh, I can just get free seafood whenever I want. And I ate so much fish that now I'm just like, I smell it, and I'm like, not today, good friend.
Yeah, but that's not good quality fish. That's just garbage fish wrapped in grease and batter.
A problem with what our family was serving?
Garbage fish. You
Every
heard it here
fish and chip
first.
shop sells garbage fish wrapped in greasy batter.
Yeah,
I've never had a good fish and chips ever, and I would never buy fish and chips. I would make fish at my own home with fresh seafood, and it'd be
I only eat my
delicious.
fish in finger form.
Shut up.
Oh, see, that's weird though. Like I don't eat a lot of. Okay, I eat a small amount of seafood. I eat tuna, but that's kind of not seafood.
Why?
It is seafood.
Mainstream.
What?
It's mainstream.
Mainstream.
It is.
Tuna is
It's
mainstream.
only upstream. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think Matt had intended on that.
You sort of understand that, wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's mainstream.
It's still a fish.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
no,
it's
but it's
seafood.
one of those things that's universally accepted, even if you don't eat seafood, is that tuna's.
That's fake. Oh no, actually, kind of.
That's a
It's
fake.
okay.
Well then.
No, tuna you can get in a can, and usually
That's
you would
dolphin. It's all fine.
all this time. Are we eating dog food all this time?
I said it's dolphin, not
Oh.
dog food. It's dolphin. No,
It's not dolphin.
no, not anymore. There was a whole thing years ago about it
Yeah,
potentially being
on the
flipper.
can.
But it's alright.
on the cans these days it has a logo that says certified not dolphin.
I always
I
thought-
want that
I
job.
always thought that dolphin on the logo was just a mascot.
Is there
Oh
someone
my
that literally every time a can passes on the little conveyor belt, they go,
That's definitely
"Yep,
not dolphin.
there's no dolphin here." There's a stamp on it.
God. Certified not dolphin.
I want to be a certified that the certified is that there's
They
not
have
dolphin.
dolphins there to check.
Is there any dolphin in this?
Hey Barry, can you check this tuna for me?
That's something that everyone universally loves is dolphins, and I don't like dolphins.
You're a monster.
See,
What is
we-
wrong
That's
with
why she ate them for so long.
What is wrong with a dolphin?
I like sharks. Because
Yeah, but-
sharks,
no, but-
dolphins are mean
Yeah,
sometimes.
but why don't you? So
And-
are sharks.
Sharks aren't intelligent enough to be
Oh, now you
intellectually
just
cruel.
call it. So you telling me
Dolphins
that
are nasty, and
What
they're
the
not
fuck you
cool.
So what she's saying is dolphins have the brain capacity of
To
the
be
same.
cruel and
It's
evil.
the second smartest fucking creature on the planet. So they're
Really?
mean for the sake of being mean.
Yeah.
Sharks are just survival instinct.
They're just
They're just like,
sharks are
oh shit, that's a seal. I'll eat it. Oh fuck, it's not a seal.
No, I
My
can
bad.
guarantee you.
Sorry, Barry. Like,
Look, I don't like dolphins.
All right,
very
that's
much.
fine. But
They're fine.
What I was saying is about tuna is that tuna is more.
More dolphin than tuna. So that means it's not seafood. Somehow.
Why not? Why not? No, but like most people will eat a tuna mornay and
No.
not think of it.
I would not eat a tuna morning.
Like Matt doesn't like a lot of fish. He eats tuna mornay. But I don't look at tuna mornay and go seafood dish. I just go it's tuna mornay.
it is a seafood dish.
I know it's a fucking seafood dish. You fucking moron. Oh, it's like overcooked all over again.
Why don't
No.
you like dolphin? Oh, I don't like the flavour.
I've got nothing. It's just good.
But yeah, no, that's That's what I was talking about. You're not like, she doesn't like dolphins. It's okay. Not like dolphins.
Yeah, but what is
It's
it?
fair.
Did something happen with a dolphin as a child, or?
Yeah, that episode of Simpsons.
Snorky, speak.
Traumatizing episode.
Well, one does burst through the chest of a person like aliens.
Yeah,
it's
and
like-
so sharks are way better.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a shark burst through somebody's chest like an alien?
Probably.
No.
Sharknado scared the fuck out of no. But no, I know what you mean. No, like there's yeah. Okay, all right, fine.
Is
Whatever.
there anything else? Like, I'm just trying to think of things which I fucking hate.
I'm trying to think of stuff that universally others love, and I just don't like and don't understand why they like it. But I honestly can't think of blue cheese. It's always food. Like there's lots of food items that's like blue cheese is like.
I
why?
can't understand why someone would like it because it smells pretty.
The only time you can
Ugh.
eat blue cheese, here I go again. It's like the dolphin.
I think I may have eaten a
You
blue
can-
cheese.
you
I
can
only
put it in-
eat
you
blue
can
cheese
make-
when there's dolphins in it.
You can make a dipping sauce out of it.
Yeah,
and
if
that
it's-
doesn't taste.
I think I've had a dipping sauce. Like there was a
You
dip
haven't-
for like your cracker or whatever. Pretty good, but
This is how she dips the cracker.
pretty good.
Oh shit. So yeah, I don't know. I can't think of it. No. Can you? I'm answering as many things as I can. It's all food.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I think it's dolphins. That's it.
Leave the dolphins.
I don't like
Leave
dolphins.
the
Everyone
dolphins
else likes
alone.
dolphins.
They're having a
That's
hard
all
enough
that I feel.
time as it is.
Other than that, is there what's universally loved like TV series or something?
Game of Thrones, obviously, is the big one.
Yeah, I'm
So
indifferent.
sorry. I have only seen to season 4 or 5,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed it. I just didn't have time to finish watching it.
Well, it's actually, Simpsons is another one.
Simpsons
Simpsons is for the most
okay,
part
yeah.
loved,
Oh,
but
shit.
there is a percentage of people who don't like it.
But The Simpsons, the thing is The Simpsons was great.
Oh, it's not
And
good now.
just garbage.
Yeah, I think I did see an episode where it seemed to be playing a lot on current memes, and current memes fade away pretty quickly. So it was
Yeah.
kind of just cringy. It's like,
That's the thing, and like,
ooh.
but then
they
I
did
guess
that.
like, I don't know. I feel like nowadays everything like references which you made nowadays move so quickly that there's never going to be a time where you'll look back and watch and be like, ha, ha, ha. The nostalgia of
Yeah,
that
exactly.
boy. You'd be like,
With that boy, he will always be in my heart.
okay.
I like frogs. I like when they ride unicycles.
All right, stop there. We'll just pass on.
Are you shaming me?
Good lord.
But yeah, like I don't think the nostalgia feel is going to be there. And I think that's what happens like when you watch really old episodes of The Simpsons. It's like, obviously there's jokes and stuff which like were great, and obviously you love them.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like you can't really go back and watch like
You can't go wrong with a good steamed ham.
exactly.
Oh, fuck.
See?
See, that's one thing that she hates.
Well, because I have to hear it like every day of my life because of you.
Okay, I want to know. Dead serious question. What is your problem with Aurora Borealis?
I have heard it about 18 million times.
Now, was that Aurora Borealis completely localized within your kitchen?
You know what? It actually was, because every time I've ever heard it, it's been in fucking Short's kitchen.
The thing that okay, I'm just gonna cut in for a minute. Every single fucking time I think of Aurora Borealis now, I think of Matthew, and not because of that joke, but because of that one fucking video of fucking Angel. Every time I hear his name, every time I hear Aurora Borealis, I think of you laughing to yourself, showing us that video because it is funny.
So do you know the video that they're talking about?
No.
So basically, it was from Family Guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Family Guy.
So it's Family Guy,
What
and
the
they're like,
way?
oh look, there's the Aurora Borealis, and it's the Northern Lights, and then they're
Actually-
like, oh look, there's the David Boreanaz, and it's like Angel's face on the sun. He's like, hi there.
Actually, I have, because I think you showed me on your TV.
Exactly. He shows every time we hear the word Aurora Borealis, he's just like, haha, that reminds me of the thing of David Boreanaz. And then he shows us,
And then
which I love that about him, and it's fucking great. But holy shit, I've become accustomed to hearing either David Boreanaz and thinking of Aurora Borealis, or thinking of Aurora Borealis and thinking of Matthew talking about fucking David Boreanaz. It kills me.
They're there.
It's a great joke, though. I love it, and I love Matthew.
Oh god.
But yeah,
I have to say,
Yes,
in
no,
Matt's
no,
defense,
but
the
it's
first
still
time
there.
I seen that, it was one of the funniest things I'd seen in a long time.
It's
Like,
silly.
it's just
That's
so
the thing is,
stupid.
and don't ever like think that it's not funny, because it is funny. And I love that joke.
Don't you dare. Don't ever.
I'll fucking kill you if you think that's not
Jesus.
funny. I'll come to your fucking house and I'll kill you.
He's seeking psychiatric therapy. But no. Okay. Fair enough.
But going back to Simpsons, I am always going to be on the side of Futurama is better than The Simpsons. And I stand by that. I think as a whole, Futurama has like held consistency better.
Is Futurama still going?
No.
No.
Okay.
They
that's
got
good.
eight seasons?
I like when stuff ends.
4 movies.
That sounds really
Oh, you
bad.
sadistic I like when you end things, it's over.
I do. I like when stuff has a nice, clean ending and they don't drag
A lot
it
of
on.
TV shows don't get that.
Like
They don't actually get it.
Supernatural. I used to be a really, really big fan of Supernatural, and then it's still going current day. Like, this is...
Yeah, but see,
it should have
then
ended
there's
when it
other-
was really good, and then that could be, like, treasured forever as it's something really nice. Like, Breaking Bad ended when it was good.
Yeah.
It didn't continue to, like, milk it until it was...
Oh, it's like Faulty Towers.
Yeah, well, it's 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
Yeah.
Although I feel that didn't quite get enough episodes.
But then there's
you don't even know
there's
what-
so
you
many.
don't know.
I've heard of it, but I don't know
It's
what
got
it
John
is.
Cleese.
John
in it.
Cleese show where they're in a hotel and there's lots of slapstick comedy.
It's
Who?
oh my god!
Should be
How do you
I'll show her a
not-
picture of John Cleese. Please
You've
continue to
got
talk
to
about
know
it.
I
who
would
John
probably know.
Cleese is.
Look, I don't know a lot of things. I know a lot of things about the things I love. That's it.
That sounds like
I know a lot about Star Wars. I know a lot about The Hobbit. I know a lot about Jurassic Park. That's it. That's it.
John Cleese.
Oh, he looks familiar.
I'll show you a picture of him in Faulty Towers.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
it's
what
a great
Towers
little
is,
comedy
so-
series. And actually, another series that went a little bit too long. I like a lot of British comedy. I like Are You Being Served, but that went too long. The last few seasons of that was crap. So yeah, that's John Cleese.
Well, yeah.
I'll put
things.
John Cleese.
Speaking of things being like cut off, obviously.
I don't know.
Speaking of things being cut off,
Cut off early. Okay, that still doesn't help it. Is obviously Firefly.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that yet. I've seen one episode. It seems like a really, really great thing that I wish didn't end so I could...
wow, you
Watch
established
a
a
lot.
lot from one episode.
I loved it. I love space and I love cowboys. And for me, that was Space Cowboys.
That is Space Cowboys. So that's
It was
basically
Space Western and that was my thing.
That's what my favorite thing is. Kayla's contradicted herself
Oh, sorry.
so many times. She's like, I love it when things end. Oh,
No.
that ended. This sucks.
That's not what I mean. I like when things end when it's a good, nice ending that kind of encompasses everything perfectly.
encapsulates the
I don't like stuff to drag on. I don't like stuff to end prematurely.
another. I wish that we had a Matt cam. This would make next episode. Beasley, get on a Matt cam. We need to invest.
We should have a cat cam for whoever's not actually on the. Yeah. he's absolutely pissing himself over that. It's just-
But no, I know exactly what you mean. Like things, yeah. And a good example of things going on and not being like tied up when they should have been tied up was the great, which I stand by, Heroes, because it's a very good show and I love Heroes. But then it just kept going. And it kept going. And it kept going. And it
Yeah,
just
like
fucking
stuff that was
kept
really, really good
going.
early on, when it doesn't wrap itself up when it should, then when everyone says like, oh, do you watch this? You're like, I'm going to say no, because I don't want to be associated with this long dragging show.
So you don't admit to your supernatural obsession?
No, yeah. Because I really, really like Supernatural up until, I think season 6, it started to go downhill for me. And then I think I watched season 7 and season 8, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I think it's up to season 11 now. But I don't want to be like, yeah, I'm a Supernatural fan. I'm a really huge Supernatural fan. Because
See,
I can't
just
say
say
that.
that's-
I'm the same.
I'd have to say
I'm the same
early
with
Supernatural.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Is that still going?
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, Pokemon never dies.
So
That's
Pokemon
gonna
never
go
dies.
But is it split cleanly into like early and then like new.
the
very
thing
much
is,
so in the
like,
last couple of years it has been, but
Pokemon. We're lucky in the sense of Pokemon where we can be like, okay, this just like because obviously the games encapsulate different areas and regions where you can just be like, okay, I just want to watch up to this region, and then it's bad.
in my opinion, it's the first 8 seasons of Pokemon. Fine. What happened from what? Yeah, it is a lot of seasons. What I didn't like what they did was when at the end of season 8, 4Kids Nintendo bought the rights to the Pokemon anime series off of 4Kids because they've been doing it for such a long time.
Yeah.
And instead of just carrying on the voice actors and that, it got like, they're like, oh, it's too expensive, and they sacked every voice actor.
That's so sad.
So you go into the next season, and
That's
some
so
of the
sad.
characters are just not the same.
That sucks.
Like James from Team Rocket does not sound right. And so season
I feel so bad
8,
for
the
those
first,
voice actors.
and that was the thing. It was people got used to it now, and the new generation don't know any different.
Yeah.
But the people who were like watching it around that time, it was outrageous because like even the main character Ash.
It just sounds completely new.
It does
like,
not
this is
sound
jarring.
right, and it's like this isn't cool. This isn't good at all.
Also, that being said, though, like it is kids' show, so like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't think
know.
a kid's gonna be like,
I don't know, man.
my 4-year-old
I-
brain
I-
sounds like different man.
did.
I was pretty like angry as a child, so I would have been like angry about that. But like, no, they fucked up my
I
favorite
could
show.
so easily.
Yeah, I can imagine
I-
you being 6 years old. Fucked up my fucking you throwing
she
a chair at the
wrote
TV.
she wrote a sternly worded letter.
you didn't know me as a 6-year-old.
But like no, and
I mean, I'm glad.
that's one where like I've just been rewatching it and rewatching it as an adult. It's like wow, there's so many just really risky jokes in there that kids will never understand.
Yeah.
But adults are like, okay.
I don't watch a lot of like cartoons anymore. But was that just like an early like when I was a kid era thing, or is it still kind of how they today where there's those risky jokes?
I don't think there is.
Things have changed definitely in that aspect where they don't take that risk to make those jokes as much anymore. They still are there. Like there are still a lot of adult jokes in kids shows, but they're like way more like they're not as thinly veiled anymore.
Yeah.
But like back then, it was like there was a good example recently because I've been watching the old season series, and like Misty and Ash were saying about going shopping and that, like go buy some food and clothes and that, and Brock goes, and I can go shopping for all the pretty girls. And it's that moment of, as an adult, I'm like, that's more or less like mail order bride or prostitution.
Yeah.
Like, immediately, that's where you go. Whereas
I definitely didn't go there. Just from hearing it from you, I was just
I was just thinking that was kind of like it's kind of.
but then it's also a sleazy.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the only thing I thought. I don't know where the fuck you got mail. He's like, yeah, this is Japan. They buy brides.
No.
No, and it was like, yeah. But there's heaps of examples of it. Brock's probably the worst one for it.
Well, one that me and Matt have talked about and like is obviously the Scooby-Doo movie, because that movie was originally just going to be like an adult movie.
Scooby-Doo movie.
Like the live action one.
The one where they eat the chilies on the plane.
Yes.
I love that movie.
Because that's directed by James Gunn, was it, Matt?
Was it?
Yeah, James Gunn directed that
I
movie.
think I knew that.
And yeah, I was talking to you about it the other
Now
day.
you know who James Gunn is.
Oh yeah. I know who James Gunn is.
And like, cause it was directed by him, and originally it was supposed to be like not an adult movie, but a movie for like an older audience. But
Yeah.
then they're like, oh, it's Scooby-Doo, like you've got to make this for kids. So then they kept a lot of the jokes in there,
Yeah.
which you don't notice as a kid. And then when you watch it again these days, you're like, holy shit, like
Yeah.
this is so close to being an adult movie that it's like, it would just take a couple edits and then it would just completely flip its head.
You see, when I was a kid, I feel like I got a lot of stuff, and it was funny because like I got it. It was like, oh, I got that.
Oh, I'm so adult.
And
like,
kids like that shit.
yeah. Well, I think that's another thing as well. It's like you obviously how mature you are as a child. Like I remember maturing earlier as a kid when I was like, I still remember being in fucking primary school and like the kids were like, they would like play kiss chasing and the boys were like, oh, that's gross. And I was like, are you kidding? Kissing a girl? That's the best. Are you fucking serious?
I have never ever played Kiss Tracy, and I've never seen anyone play Kiss
I never
Tracy.
got to play because I wanted to. And I was like, when am I going to
Yeah.
get invited?
You got excluded because you were too eager. like,
That's fair. Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
We're gonna play Kiss Tracy with the guys who think that we have cooties.
Yeah, it's only fun while we're winning.
yeah. Well, yeah.
But no.
But adult jokes in fucking young kids.
Scooby-Doo
is
movie.
so
I'm
good.
gonna watch that.
I will
I've got
gladly
on
watch it
DVD.
again. We only watched it like 2 weeks ago, but
Did
it's
you?
fine.
Without
Maybe
me?
like a month ago. It was probably longer than that.
Good,
I
'cause
saw
you're
it
gonna
at
watch
the
it
house
again.
actually. It was a while ago now. But hey, it's a great movie and I'll happily watch it again.
Good. I got it on DVD and everything.
Oh, I'm excited. You should get on that 4K. Mwah. Monsters Unleashed, garbage. Alright, continue. Actually, no, I've seen.
Wait, which one did I watch then?
Monsters
No,
Unleashed.
Monsters Unleashed?
the one with them on the
With the
plane.
chili and
It's on the first one.
Scooby Doo is dressed as an old woman.
Yeah, that's definitely the first one. The second one, which
didn't notice
okay, I shouldn't say it's garbage. It is garbage, but I still like it.
It's good, guys.
That's there you go. That's a thing which
I won't say it's garbage, but it is garbage.
I won't because it's not
It is. I won't say it's dolphin, but it is dolphin.
exactly. Yeah, I won't say it's dolphin, but it's tuna.
It's tuna.
The thing with that movie is because I've seen it so many times. Like that was one of those things because my mum's dad owned a hotel, and obviously like it was a pub. So as soon as it got to like 5 p.m, you can't have kids in your fucking pub. Okay, maybe not 5 p.m, but like after dinner time, like you can't have kids just walking around a pub because like.
Every time my dad's ever gone to the pub when I was a 5-year-old, I was walking around all the time.
Okay, that's
What kind of pub is he running?
the one
Get
that
your
doesn't.
kids out of here!
Anyway,
5
so
o'clock
obviously
and
because
throwing them out the door.
they were like, okay, you can just hang around upstairs, and he had 2 movies. One of them was like the 1960s Batman movie where all the world presidents get like dissolved or whatever. No, dehydrated.
Dissolved?
Oh.
Dehydrated?
It's a
When they gave him a glass of water, crisis solved.
honestly no, that's basically what it was. Seriously, watch the movie, you'll know exactly what
Are
I'm
we talking like
about.
Adam West?
Yeah, we're talking Adam West
my
Batman,
God.
which God bless
Did
his heart.
something like that happen in that
I'm waiting to see where this goes.
that one with the moose and the squirrel? Like something in Bullwinkle?
Bullwinkle.
Rocky and Bullwinkle. Did something like that happen?
I think something like that does happen, yeah.
I remember watching that as a kid. That was fine, I think. I can't remember. I feel like it might be bad now. I don't know. Another movie to add to the list.
The 2 movies I had was that Adam West, I'm pretty sure it was Adam West Batman, and then
If it was 60s,
Scooby-Doo 2,
Monsters Unleashed.
Monsters Unleashed. And we watched the Batman one, which I loved, but we watched the Scooby-Doo 2, and I remember watching it about 8 times in the same day once.
Oh.
So
Why?
I was like,
Why wouldn't you just walk away?
because I couldn't leave. It was like I was trapped in the room. It was either go to bed, which I was like, fuck you, man. Mum, you're still awake and it's 9 p.m, so I'm not going to go to bed. I'm going to watch Scooby-Doo again. And I did. Again and again and again. So I remember that movie vividly.
What do you see in him?
And cut the string. But yeah, so I've seen that movie like on repeat. But then also, like, you know, it might say a lot about.
It's like
might
Chinese
say a lot
water
about it.
torture, the way you're making it sound, watching the same thing over
You
and
didn't
over.
have to though. You could have put on a different movie.
I could
Well,
just-
exactly.
You
It
could've
wasn't
walked
tied
away.
There's
down.
two
You
movies, it
will
was
sit,
either that or
you
Batman.
will sit here.
Whip out your DS and play Harvest Moon for 16
I didn't have a
hours.
DS when I was a kid. I'm not 12.
Calling me. No.
When I was that age, I didn't even have a Game Boy. I did. But I didn't bring it with me.
But that was your
hang
problem.
on a minute. I had a Game Boy when I was a kid, and I'm
Doesn't
older
mean-
than you.
Well, it doesn't mean that I actually was old. Like, I would have been old enough to have a Game Boy. It doesn't mean that I had the money to get a Game Boy. Anyway, what I'm saying it was either watch Batman or watch Scooby-Doo. So I just kept watching Scooby-Doo. I did keep flicking back to Batman every now
I
and then.
think just sounds like just.
It sounds like the mind of a fucking lunatic. That's what it sounds like.
See, if it was me, I would have done something else. I would have started drawing. I was gonna draw a picture on the wall or something.
I would have got in trouble if I did that.
No one had to know it was you.
How about instead I just
Was
watch
there anyone
Scooby-Doo?
else in the
that?
room?
I don't see why you guys got a problem with watching Scooby-Doo 2 so many times. Matt, back me up.
That blank
It's
stare.
And go.
It's okay to watch Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed several times in a row.
In one day. Like, just literally finish the movie, start the movie. Actually, no, because you can't say that. You can't actually say that. Because you've sat there and watched fucking Spice Girls movie over and over again in one day.
And the series Unfortunate Events movie, I did it quite a bit.
See? He gets me. He
Look,
gets me.
no, it's
Plus,
fine.
that was my Scooby-Doo 2
my
Monsters...
choice!
Excuse me. Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed has the sexy Velma scene. So fuck you
Okay,
all.
wait, but
Yeah, but what's...
Wait, we're talking about this because you said how bad it was, and now you're like, defend me. I watched it so many times. It was a good thing.
I said it was a bad. No, I said it's a bad movie, but I liked it.
That's fine.
Then why? What is the problem? What is the problem here then?
Yeah, you're like, I had to watch it over and over and over, but you loved it. So
It's like someone taped your eyes open, you watch it, you make it sound like torture.
You're making it sound worse than it is because it's not that bad a movie.
you said it was garbage.
Yeah, but it's the good kind of garbage.
Look, kid. Nah.
Save the Dolphins.
It's the same enjoyment out of watching something. You can't tell me you don't watch something which you know is just bad, but you enjoy still.
The Hobbit?
Jurassic Park 3?
Well, it's not that bad.
Yeah, what the fuck's wrong with you?
It's not great. It's not.
But it's not Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed bad.
Okay, I can back that up. That's fair. Out of the 3 Jurassic Park movies, I'm just gonna say
But you had a choice between 2 movies, and if I was in your position, I was like, all right, you're going to sit here and watch these 2 movies. I wouldn't continue watching the same movie over. I'd at least go Scooby-Doo, Batman, Scooby-Doo, Batman.
That's usually what I would do, but then
No, you said you watched it 8 times.
I'm pretty sure it got to a point that Batman broke, and I was stuck with Scooby-Doo too.
Oh, see, that's all. You didn't add that in there. Now you're adding
Well,
additional
because I can't
information.
remember if that was the case.
investigation
It
has
was that
started
long ago.
Your investigation has started again.
Can I just say?
No.
I just need to say about Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park 3, out of the 3 movies, I feel like Jurassic Park 3 is the weakest out of the 3. I still enjoy that movie personally, but it's universally not looked on as one of the best.
I think you've been on too many meme pages and you've been influenced.
What do you think is the worst out of the 3 Jurassic Park movies, Beasley?
There's no such thing as a bad Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, but I have to say, I don't look at those movies and go, bad movies.
Yeah, they're all
Even the worst movie in your mind is not a bad movie.
It's fun and stuff happens and there's
I'm not saying I don't enjoy that movie, because I do
Then
enjoy
what
that
are
movie.
you
I'm
saying?
saying that a lot of people say it's bad.
See, yeah, exactly what Kayla said. You're just following the crowd.
I'm not saying that because I don't feel that way.
Why are you saying it then?
So that ends episode 18 of the podcast.
I think
we'll see you next time.
I think-
Our Twitter handles will be down there. I'll see you never.
So, come join us, Matty. All right, I am actually gonna wrap that up because Sean's he's lost it. We've upset him.
He's upset me.
We've drove Sean to the point that he's gone off the podcast. Yeah, so if you want to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or anything else, click on the links in the description below. How do you think this podcast went?
I think I've learned some things.
Tune in next week when we, or next fortnight when we do relationship counselling with. No. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'm speechless. He lost. He's lost it. Hi, Sean. We'll see you next time.